Okay, it's July 20th, 2025, and we're going to have a fun genealogy research group. And I pray that we all learn from each other. Mm,
Hello.
Hello,
Hi, Jerry. This is Carolyn Essex.
hello, Carolyn.
I've missed you, and I'm getting ready for my daughter's bridal shower right now. But I wanted to join in today.
Well, congratulations.
Yes.
When is she getting married?
August 20th, a month from now. Yeah. So we're having her bridal shower today in Santa Ana. We'll be going out there. And I told her you'll be adding another layer to the family tree, and it will come as a surprise to your descendants, probably because he's Korean American.
We have them in all, all cultures.
Yep.
Believe me, all cultures.
Oh yeah. How have you been?
I've been great. Have you been able to use your results?
I have, although I haven't been able to spend a lot of time as I want to with it because we're right in the middle of the California legislation,
Oh, yeah.
and we're fighting for that $12 million to go to a genealogy service and not a study. So we're fighting for that, and we're gonna need help from all of everyone who can write letters to the budget committee because they have the power to appropriate those funds properly. We don't need a study. We need for trained genealogists to be paid to identify us. So that's why I've been spending a lot of time with that, and I haven't been able to spend time with my genealogy, which I would, in my family tree, which I would love to do, because I really am trying to figure out who my great grandparents are. Just my great grandparents, and then get past that. I can't even get past my great grandparents for some reason, and I know it's sitting right in my face, but I have to verify.
Well, you have the tools, and you just have to
Yeah.
work with them.
Yes.
And, we'll work with you.
Okay.
So handle your priorities. What do you have to leave?
What time is it? I should be ready to go around 3 o'clock today.
Yeah, I hope you have a safe trip.
Thank you. And I'm listening and I'm putting on my makeup. Yeah.
Hi, Denise. Denise? She's
Yes. Hello.
how
Hi,
are you?
Denise.
Hi. Congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations to her. I'm praying.
Yeah.
I'm praying for him, honey. Marriage is no joke.
Well, this time is going to fly by between today and then, the wedding
Yes.
day. Yeah.
Yes, it's so exciting. Exciting to
Yeah.
see family. We're gathering for a wonderful occasion,
Mm-hmm. Just pray the weather holds out.
right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well,
How's
Carl,
it been going, Jerry?
it's been going. I've been visiting different sites, and
Mm-hmm.
it's been productive.
Good.
You know, it's summer, so the kids are busy. So that means we're busy. You know, summer camps and
Oh, yeah. It's
families
that time of
fam-
year.
families coming in and out, and some announced, some unannounced.
Oh, I can understand that. I just took my nephew back home. He decided he wanted to stay with me this weekend. Okay.
Where'd you have to take him?
Uh, he lives like maybe 6 minutes from me.
Oh, not bad.
No,
Yeah.
it's not bad.
I
But
thought maybe he was visiting from out of town.
no, he's right here in town. He
Nice.
loves to come by. He's been here all weekend. And yesterday we were out power washing my house.
Oh, good.
How,
Yeah, that was
how
his
old is he?
suggestion.
How
He's
old
he's
is he?
28,
Okay.
28, but he's on the autistic spectrum. So, but
Which
he's
means he's brilliant.
exactly, and he's very functional
Oh,
for
yeah.
yeah, very functional. He's got a job doing construction. He does home remodeling and
Wow.
this, that, and the other. Yeah. So he's
Okay.
very excited. He said, "Well, why don't you let me come stay with you this weekend, Auntie, and we can power wash your house?" And I had to look at it and say, "Does it look that bad?"
Bless his heart.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
Well, did did the couple of bills pass the assembly last week?
They're all still in committee.
Mm-hmm.
And the really important ones is the SB 518, which is the reparations descendants of chattel slavery bill that is going to be the infrastructure for for paying out any reparations, grants, land, all of that. Um, and then there's the SB 437, which is the one that we are trying to fix because they want to give $12 million to a foundation that is not a Black foundation. And the CSU network. And I know that you are a proponent for the CSU networks and the schools and universities. Um, but the advocates feel like the $12 million would be better served um, with the school doing a operational study. So to study how a genealogy office would be set up properly to make sure we get identified and verified properly. So those two are in suspense file right now, which is like the mid mark before it goes all the way through to the governor's desk. So this is a perfect time to reach out to the budget chairs and to ask them to, be responsible, be fiscally responsible, and make sure that that $12 million goes a long way, more than just a study, but an actual setup of an operation that'll be able to identify the descendants. So those are the two. There's another one, SB 515, or it might be AB 515, which is going through committee as well. And that is the one where all of the government employees can now choose the identification that they are descendants of chattel slavery. So that one is being supported and going through. It'll probably be signed in by the governor, but we'll see.
Has any of the money been allocated yet?
It hasn't been. That's why we are pushing for it to be allocated and appropriated um, to SB 518, which is the actual reparations agency that would become the Freedmen Agency. So it hasn't been allocated yet, but the Black Caucus is pushing for it to be allocated, and we don't agree with the allocation. So. If that makes sense.
Oh, I definitely understand the whole process.
Okay. Yes. I know. Okay, great. Yes.
I understand the
So
process.
that's another barrier is getting the community to understand that $12 million is $12 million. Okay. We come from a huge state. They spend a lot of money, of course, billions and billions of dollars, but 12 million means a whole lot to our community. And so we don't want to squander it. We wanted to move the process forward as quickly as possible. And the reason why we have a huge issue with it is that they're saying that it won't be ready until 2030, so 5 years down the line, when we can actually hire genealogists to have it ready
Mm-hmm.
in less than that time, way less than that time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So we're trying to make sense to them to stop trying. We're looking at it like this. You guys are trying to help your friends so that they can donate back to you to get elected or whatever. I hate to say it like that, but these are their friends. They're not taking in consideration what the constituents want to see, and we want to see action. We want to be able to see an agency that says, line up, we're getting ready to start identifying descendants of child slavery right now. And we have a process for that. We have an operation for that. And so we want the school to be a part of that. If you're going to give the money to them, be a part of designing the operation, not telling us this is how genealogists find out how to identify descendants. It's
Mm-hmm.
like genealogists already know. Just hire them and set up an agency with the $12 million. I think it would go farther.
did some of the board members, committee members, ask that some of these tasks can be shared and they can share with, um, groups of genealogists and through the school?
The only thing that they're requiring is that the university provides a annual report. They're really not providing um, a real connection with the community. It's more like trust us. We know who can handle it for you, and the community is way too smart for that. And we want to know what y'all are doing with our tax dollars.
Well, what I saw was that there's some openings for some collaboration.
Yes, absolutely.
So that means that it's important for us to work with the decision makers.
Absolutely, and I agree with you. And that's what that's what I'm proposing that the advocates at large do, is to work with them. Don't be so angry with them that you don't know how to work with them.
Okay.
Find out what the process is and work in their lane so that they know that you know what the process is. Once they understand that you know that, once they see that you know what the process is and you know who to contact and who to talk to, they're going to take you more seriously because they know that you have eyes on them. Because I would say the average taxpayer, the average voter, does not know the process, does not know that we can actually write to the chair of the budget and finance of the state of California and ask them to use their authority to appropriate money in the way that we would like it appropriated. So that's another part of it. And we want to be able to say, hey, we know someone that we trust. We know we have a friend, Jerry Moss, and he's wonderful. We want to be able to put your name in the hat. You know what I mean?
Yes.
To help with that. And you can do that. You know, we're thinking about going up in August to actually visit with the legislators. So I'll give you more details on that as I get it, but it'll be the end of August. So,
Well, since you're here, and I'm so glad that you're here. Thanks for coming in, Dana. Thanks, Dana, for coming in for the meeting, joining.
Oh yeah, thank you. I apologize for being late. I'm getting ready to go to a reparations event in Compton, so I had to make sure I had all my ducks in a row. But I'm glad I was able to come.
And we are talking on that topic. We are on that
Oh,
topic
okay.
right now. Okay, Carolyn.
Perfect timing.
Pardon me? Go ahead, Dana.
I said perfect timing.
Yes. Oh, one other item. Did you get my email about me wanting to get your contact information?
I did get it, and I will be reaching out to you either this evening, most likely tomorrow.
Okay, fine.
make sure I have.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Carolyn?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
The goal is to be on the same level as they are, as the legislatures and the state colleges. And what happens is each area, I believe that we have to focus on the individual legislatures that are in our area.
Yes, absolutely.
And
I'm going to send some things to you, but go ahead. I'm going to send the letters that I've been writing to them, and I'm including everyone. If we're going to work together, we should all work together. So that includes the constituents, the legislators, and the school network, the university network.
yeah, well, from San Diego, from the San Diego legislators, I've been in contact with them.
Okay. So you've been in contact with Akila, Senator
Yes.
Webb or Pearson. Beautiful. And how has that been going?
It's been positive that they know that we're coming, that we're aware of the process, and we're asking for collaboration.
Wonderful.
And they sort of put themselves in a corner, and they're going to have to deal with us one way or the other.
Right. I agree.
And so my approach to it is to be positive, be knowledgeable on the topic, and be present when decisions are made.
I agree completely.
And so I'm past the calling and letters. I want my representatives to know that, hear from me personally, and we can build a rapport because they represent us.
Right.
And this is very serious topic, and so it's important for us to have a plan and get all of our our skilled genealogists, family members who are well, really astute on reconstructing families, have it together so when it's time for our services, we'll have our team ready.
I love that. And that's where I'm at as well. So we're of like mind. I'm about being ready and envisioning the end game, what it's going to look like. What is it going to look like? That's where I'm at right now. And if we all can envision what that looks like, what an agency looks like, what reparations look like, then we can all get on the same page and move toward that vision. But I think people have different visions right now. Some slow, some fast, some more detailed. So it's going to take us communicating, right, Jerry?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
And communicating in person.
Yes, most definitely.
A lot of these cities have they've agreed. The counties, the cities, they've agreed on the resolutions, and they're waiting on the documents, the process. And it's important that in California we don't duplicate services. That's the main thing.
Right.
And
that would be wasteful.
Right. And so that's where they're at. They have an umbrella. There's the state umbrella that they want to use is our college system. It's already there.
Right.
And that's why they want to utilize that information. And for the average person, they feel more comfortable with the information that they get from our colleges than they do the individuals who are, studying it, the genealogists that have been able to reconstruct a number of people. And so
I think
that's what there's a lot of education that has to go on.
Absolutely. And I think where the disconnect is what is the scope of the study? Because as it is, the scope of the study has zero to do with the operations of an agency. It's more of this is how we're going to identify, but it doesn't have details like what's the budget going to be, the staffing. So I think the disconnect is what is the college really going to do? Because when I analyze the bill is saying they're going to study how to identify, and it has zero to do with an operational agency. And so that's what the advocates at large are concerned about. We would like an operational agency.
Dana, do you have any did that help you a little bit with your task that you're going to be doing today? Dana?
I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry, I'm driving.
The information that we shared, is that helping you with the task that you're at for today?
Yes, because there's a lot about what's happening in California reparations that I get secondhand. So the more information that I get, the more I can understand what's actually happening. Since August 31st, there's been a disconnect with what's happening in reparations. And, I know about the bills that are being presented now. I understand that a few of them have passed appropriations and are headed to the Senate floor. But hearing people talk about it, you get more information because they're talking to people. And that's why I'm going to this reparations event, because there'll be more information.
Oh, who's giving it, Dana? if I can
Camila
ask.
Moore.
Oh, perfect. I work with her very closely.
Yeah, Camila Moore will be speaking, but I think it was hosted by Leap.
By who?
Leap, Lineage and Equity or
Oh, Lee.
Equality
Okay.
Project. Yes.
Yes, that's part of our coalition as well. I'm with the CJEC, the Coalition for a Just and Equitable California.
Right. I'm very familiar with CJAC
Uh-huh.
and Leap and Camila Moore. So
Well, you're in good hands today. Because I was going to say, you and I can exchange information. I can and give you some information, but you're in good hands today.
okay,
And
we'll definitely exchange information.
yes, and I got to get off of here because I got to head over to my daughter's bridal shower.
Oh,
Um,
congratulations.
Thank you, love. So
Thanks, Carolyn.
I'm
Thanks
very
for
glad I
calling.
came on today. I was determined to get on with you guys today, Jerry. And even though I had to rush and get out of here, but have a great day, everyone. And Dana, if you need my information, Jerry has all my information. Okay.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome. Have a blessed day, you guys.
Okay, be safe.
Thank you.
And let's talk again this week.
Yeah, so for sure. I would
Okay.
love that. Okay, bye-bye.
So, Sandra, thanks for joining. Can you hear us?
Hi.
Hi. Good to hear you. See you. Dana, and there's Eddie, my cohort, Eddie Henderson from Kansas City.
Okay.
Yeah, he's here. He has meetings on the second and fourth Sundays at the same time. The genealogy research meetings. He's a host of that. Eddie Henderson. Dana, I did want to say this. Camilla Moore, we're familiar with her, and she was on the task force, right?
She was the chair.
Yeah, And so the other member that I am affiliated with is Monica Montgomery
Right.
Steph.
Council person in San Diego.
Yeah, well, she's a supervisor now.
Okay.
And with the county. And she was on the task force. And we made presentations to the task force when they were in San Diego.
Okay.
And so that's the level of collaboration that we're having now. And it's great that you are participating. And please be prepared to give us a report on what you obtain from your event.
I definitely will, because for me, genealogy is the crown jewel in reparations. Because you have to say who these people are and how they're identified.
That's so true. And
without the genealogy work, you're really just chasing your tail. Because anybody could say they're from anywhere and their descendants and ancestors is anybody. But without that genealogy work, identifying the person, you don't know. You have no idea who these people are and where anybody could say anything, because I'm sure, some of our white counterparts or Caucasian counterparts are going to say they're also slavery descendants, but where's their genealogy? Where's the workup that's been done to say these were your ancestors or you descended from these people?
Can you answer that, Denise?
Yeah, if I can get off mute. That's an interesting question, because Yeah, it would take a lot of work from a genealogical perspective to identify their African ancestors. I mean, there's so many that are willing now to accept that their ancestors were slave holders. But for them to admit that some of their ancestors may have actually been slaves, that's going to be a leap.
Well, she had to, she must, in traffic, you know, we lost her signal. But it's good that we're all, reaching out, we're collaborating, so we just help each other. So, Eddie, how have you been? Have you been having any, uh, great finds lately? Connections?
No great finds, but I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm
I
doing
found,
good.
I found some cousins that are in Kansas City that they just reach out to me. They live in Kansas City.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I'm just now starting with them. Once I get more information, I'll follow up.
Okay.
Sandra, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, your pedigree, where where you're located at, and who some of the names that you're researching?
Okay. I live in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I grew up in Selma, Alabama. Uh, I'm looking for my grandmother's relatives mostly. I don't know who her father was.
So, are you obtaining hints and clues for that branch of the family?
No,
Do you?
everybody. I'm now 80 years old, and most of the older people are gone. Uh, my grandmother had one child before she married my grandfather. So I've been looking at her DNA using Pro Tools,
Yes.
see how she match other people that's in my DNA, her DNA and mine, matching these people.
Have you uploaded your DNA to GEDmatch?
I did.
What,
I
what results did you get?
Well, trying to understand GEDmatch, you know, there were two people at the top, but I found out. Uh, I'm sorry. Hold on just a moment.
Take your time. So, Dana, how much further do you have to go?
I missed my turn, so it's going to be a little bit of a while.
Oh man. Whew.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what freeway to get on, and I missed the turn and turning on navigation because I'm not familiar with Compton. I'm familiar with the name, but not the area. So where I'm coming from, I turned on the navigation. I think it was too late, so it's taking me all the way around. So I just gotta suck it up.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Okay, Sandra, can you continue, please?
Okay. I I reached out to two people that was at the top of my GEDmatch list. I found that they were relatives of my grandfather. One was a mother and son, and he got in contact with me. But the day that he got in contact with me, his mother had just passed. So I talked to him for a little bit. That was back in June, but I haven't talked to him since then. But the other people that are in there, I haven't been able to get any response from them. You know, when I use that email address, I need help figuring out how to understand GEDmatch. Um, that's what I saw you were going to talk about today.
Yes. Well, that's one thing that we have on our Eddie's meetings and my meetings. You know, we have different individuals who have used the programs and are willing to help you one-to-one. You know, have it share a screen and then look at your kit, compare your kits, and they some of the members, they even go into the chromosomes and how to locate a parent by the chromosomes. And they have a new beta product called clusters, and that helps identify individuals who are in certain clusters of your grandparents. So
I did click on that cluster part one time. I didn't go back to it. It was, I don't really understand it yet. I haven't worked with it enough.
well, that's why we're here. Will will you be willing to work one-on-one with
Yes.
myself or anyone else who wants to help you with your research and share some of our knowledge so that you can continue to reconstruct your family?
Yes, I'd appreciate that.
Okay.
Well, Jared, hello, everyone. If you have time now, you can show her how to do the clusters.
Hi, Grace. How are you?
Good.
Well, let's do that. And Grace, I have a question for you. Would you please help mentor Sandra?
Sure.
And so please share your contact information with her. And she's from Alabama, and she's just and she's here. She's really interested in learning, more about her father's grandfather, and we just want to show her the tools that we have in order for her to help her with her reconstruct her family. So could you communicate with her, Grace, and ask us a couple questions and see how you want to, get help her, please?
Sure. I'll send her a message.
How can you get access to her clusters? Or can we have her, Sandra, are you able to share your screen?
Yes, I can. I'll go to Ancestry and do that.
And Grace will walk you through the process
Okay.
when you have a minute. Oh, 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 oh.
I've got it, and I'm going to try to share my screen.
Carry on.
Hmm.
Can you see my screen?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Now, do you know the first people in that first cluster?
Yes. I know Judith. Um, the first cluster of those names seem to contain people on my father's side. Maybe the bottom part here is on my mother's side. So I'm interested in the part that's on my mother's side.
Is there anyone in those clusters that you don't know?
Uh, most of the people, I reached out to a few people that I recognize their names or names that I remember from my childhood, from my grandparents talking, but I don't know a lot of the people. I know these people starting with, I don't know this dead person. I've reached out to her and got no answer. And the person that I thought she might have been closest to doesn't know her. And her tree is private. So I've given up there. But the rest of them coming down from there, I know that most of them.
Do you know who the common ancestor is?
Yes. My grandfather and grandmother, Edna and Abner Childress, is mainly the common ancestors of these people.
Now, who's the person who said that you don't know? It's in that, yeah.
I don't know my grandmother's father. I realized that I guess recently that the person I thought was her father is not her father, and I don't have a clue to who he might be. So my grandmother had a child before she married my grandfather. So I was looking at her DNA, her matches to mine, and trying to figure out if one of those people might be my grandmother's grandfather. But the DNA matches are low. The highest DNA match was a 53.
Mm-hmm. Now, who's the one that you don't know?
I don't know Edna Childress's father,
Who?
my grandmother.
Okay, but who are the people that's in your clusters that you don't know? That's what I'm
Oh,
asking.
um, see, I don't know how to read these things. So I'm looking at across the top here.
Yeah, but the names are on the left-hand side.
Okay. I know these names coming down here.
Grace, Grace,
Uh-huh.
please tell her uh, the basics of what clustering is, and so she can understand. Like when she asked about those numbers at the top, tell her what, give her a
Okay.
intro,
Well, these
introduction
clusters are
of the cluster.
grandparent.
Yeah.
Each cluster is a grandparent, or it could be the same grandparent. So this is on is that first one is you said paternal, so that would be
Yes,
the
the first,
grandparent on your father's side.
yes.
Okay. What about that second group? Is that paternal too?
No, the second group down here, it starts with my maternal side.
Okay. So you see your grandparents on your maternal side. And
Yes,
where those gray boxes are, those
yes,
people also are in this same cluster.
yes. So how do I read them?
But you said that you know most of them?
Well, I know I think I know most of them. I know who they are. I know who their parents are, grandparents are.
Okay, so is there anybody in that cluster that you don't know?
I don't know Anicia McClinton or this person whose last name is Hassel. I'm pointing to the names that I don't know here.
Okay, well, let's look at Anicia. Scroll over to the right. Let's see what cluster she's in. All the way over to the right. All the way over to the right. Now, what cluster is that? Is that your maternal side or paternal side?
It's the maternal side.
Okay. So, and you know who Bernice is?
No,
Do you know who Charlene is?
no,
So you don't know anybody in that cluster. What about Paul Williams?
no, I don't know him either.
Okay. So go back to, let's look at Paul to see how many centimorgans that is. Okay, he's 40. And how many is Anisha? He's 49. She and Paul. Okay. Click on Anisha. Let's look at her shared matches.
Like her name or from
Yeah, the
here?
name.
Okay. Go to Pro Tools.
Oh, no, let's look at her tree first.
Okay.
There's 25 people in her tree. Let's take a look at Ella Hardy.
I know the last name Minifield. Minifield was a cousin of my grandfather.
Okay. So that's probably how you relate to her Minfield. So you need to build out her tree on that Minfield.
But I'm looking for my grandmother.
Yeah, but this will probably help you with your grandmother.
Okay. So you want me
You
to
have
go
to
to,
build out trees.
okay. So
Are you looking for your grandmother or a great grandmother?
I'm looking for my grandmother's father.
Okay, so you're looking for a great grandfather.
Yes. So what did you say go to now?
William. Pull up William Minfield.
Okay.
So you need to build out William Minfield tree.
This is what you're talking about?
Uh-huh. You have to go, but when I say build it out, going upward. So she went as far as 1884. So you're
Okay.
looking for your maternal grandfather.
Maternal great grandfather.
Okay, your great grandfather, but on which side on your maternal side? Is it your grandmother's father, the great grandfather you're looking for? Or is
Yes.
it on a maternal case? So it's on a grandfather, it's on your maternal grandfather's side,
Yes.
on the paternal side.
Yes.
So And what side is the Minifield is related to you on your maternal side? Which side?
My grandfather.
I know, but which one? Because you have a maternal one and a maternal one on your maternal side. So,
Okay. The maternal one, the Minifield is the maternal on my grandfather, my mother's father. Those are
okay, so it's on your paternal side, on the maternal paternal side. So this is where the Minifield is on your maternal paternal side.
okay.
Okay. So you need to build out that tree with all the Minifields. Starting with William, you have to put his siblings in there. You go up to Cornelius, find out who his father is, put his siblings in there.
Okay, but how is that going to get me to my grandmother, though?
Because maybe one of these men fathered your grandmother. So you said, so you don't know who your grandmother is, or you don't know who the grandmother's father is?
I don't know who my grandmother's father is. My grandmother was married to Tom Harris, and by the 1880 census, she was a widow. My grandmother was born in 1888, so Tom is not her father. I thought that her second husband, who is Noah, might have been her father, but since my grandmother had a child before she married my grandfather, that child is not related to the Moores.
So, Sandra,
Yes.
this is an example of what we're talking about, how individuals can help you with your
Okay.
research. And anyone else, please chime in. Eddie put a couple of links about clusters in the chat. And when I send the meeting recording, I'm going to attach the chat notes. And when Grace,
Let's see your tree. Let's see your tree, the family tree of your
and when
of your
Grace
grandmother.
and Grace said that she'd be able to find, you are related to that gentleman. You see, you are
Mm-hmm.
attached to him, and that's why she said she was going to build around somebody that you were actual match to, DNA match.
These are people that I have been working on. I'm going to try to get back to my tree here.
My question is, you're searching for your great grandfather, and earlier didn't you mention you don't believe you know who your father is?
I know who my father is. I know who my grandfather is on my father's side. I know on my people on my mother's side, her mother and father, my grandfather's father, but my grandmother's father, I don't know.
Okay, so let's look at. Okay, where are you on this tree?
I'm trying to get back to my tree, and let me see how to get back there. Okay, I'm back to my tree now.
You're doing a great job, Sandra. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. This was my great grandmother right here, Henrietta. She was married to Tom. Her last husband was Noah. She and Noah didn't have, I don't know if they had any children, but his child was not, he was not my grandmother's father. But I figured out who my grandfather's people are. It's just my grandmother, this lady right here. I don't know who her father is.
So this is your grandmother, Edna Harris.
Yes.
Okay. And where was she born?
Selma, Alabama.
And that's where those Minerlys are born?
Many Fields were born there also, or in the next county over, but the next county over is like Perry County. That's right adjoining to Dallas County.
Mm-hmm. If you build out that Minifield tree, once you do that, then we can put it in DNA Painter.
Okay.
Along with those with your DNA matches. And that sort of help us determine who your great grandfather is.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, that
So
would go ahead.
when would you be able to do that? What day is available for you?
Tuesdays are good for me.
Tuesdays?
Yes.
Let's see what my calendar.
Stop sharing, Sandra, please. Stop sharing.
Okay. Let me see if I can figure out how to stop now.
It's up at the top. It says stop sharing.
You said it's at the top.
Yeah,
You,
in your screen it says there's a little button, green button that says, and it says stop sharing at the top. And I can do it here.
okay.
Okay, what time zone are you in, Sandra?
Central.
Okay.
I don't see
I
my
can do it 3 o'clock your time on Tuesday the 22nd.
Okay. I'm looking for that stop button here. Okay, thank you.
I got it.
Okay.
I did it. And when you do have an opportunity, look at some of the links that Eddie sent. They're very helpful on clustering. But it was good to see your clusters. Have you learned a little bit more about clusters now?
No, this is just the second time I clicked into it with you all.
Yeah, each cluster represents a grandparent or a great grandparent.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how will each of you get your contact information? Would you put it in the
Can
chat?
you put your email address for me in the chat, Sandra?
Okay, I will.
Hello, Clarice.
Oh, let's see. Hello, was I making a lot of
No, we just said we're
Oh yeah,
welcoming
yeah, I
you to
just
the meeting.
kind of
Thank
got
you.
in a few minutes. Yeah.
Thank you so
Hello to
much for
everybody.
joining.
Oh yes.
We had a brief conversation on reparations earlier.
You too. Okay.
Dana's on her way to a reparations event in Compton.
Oh really? Okay. I guess Reggie will probably be there, huh?
No,
I
Bob.
heard you say that you're gonna put the in the chats when you do the tape, you're gonna put the chats in the recordings when you post them.
Uh, I send the recording of the meetings. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and the chat notes. I send those
Oh, okay.
when I send
Okay.
my invitation.
And where do we pick those up at?
Thanks, Eddie. Appreciate it, man. Eddie has to leave. Again, he's
Okay.
on the second and fourth. So what were you saying, Clarice?
No, I was saying, how do I retrieve that those recordings?
Oh, I sent you, I'll, with your email, I'll attach some to your email.
Okay, okay. The last few, yeah, I'm gonna kind of going over them. Like I said, I'm getting ready for supposedly the surgery in about another 2 weeks. So
Yeah,
I've just kind of been kind of tied up doing all of that, but
I understand.
I'll have plenty of time to go through all this stuff.
Yeah, I'll send you the links through an
Thank
email.
you. Thank you.
Thanks, Grace. And now you have Sandra's contact information.
Right. So Sandra, I'm going to send you an email with the invite to a Zoom call for Tuesday at 3 o'clock.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, that leads us to on the agenda. This app is called Find the Grave. On this app, Find the Grave. Let's see. Let me move over here. This is an app that is free, and it has a lot of information. You can find you can find the history of your family, where they lived, and where they lived. A lot of them were interned in that area, and so this is one of the tools that we use to find families, because once you identify one family member, sometimes your other relatives are in the same location, in the same cemetery, and you can build your tree from that information. Um, has anybody has anybody had any successes or something that they want to share about Find a Grave, how it is, how it helps as a tool? Did somebody you know that has used this tool? How has it helped?
Well, Jerry, I use Find a Grave on a regular basis because I'm one of the project leaders in WikiTree, and we have a sub-project for African American cemeteries, and we're using that information to help connect the ancestors with their descendants, which is the mission of our project overall, the U.S. Black Heritage Project. So I use Find a Grave on a regular basis to identify the African Americans that are interred in Black cemeteries or Black sections of cemeteries.
Well, thank you. And this is the you'd have to download the app, sign in, have an account, and then you can use it. You can find memorials. You can find information on memorials. Like this is my these are some of the memorials that I have saved. And this is my great grandmother, Sarah Ellison Brown. Let me do this. Can you see her memorial here, everyone?
Yes.
Okay, this is my great grandmother on my mother's side, and she's a Ellison and married to Kirksey, but they're from Texas. They're from oil country, and this is my great grandmother. And as you can see, when you have a record on your family members, look at the additional records that are attached. Family members, it talks about spouses, and that's more information for you and for you to use to reconstruct your family history. Do not overlook this most important resource for reconstructing your family. Find a grave. And I do a lot of presentations, and I share my great grandmother's story. Go ahead, Denise.
Yeah, just one word of caution. The information in Find a Grave is added through volunteers. Some of them are volunteers at churches. Some of them are just family members or volunteers that are just looking at a particular cemetery. So I'd say consider these hints and not direct sources of information. If you want to know accurate birth and death information, then you look for those types of records and don't rely on Find a Grave. Use Find a Grave as a hint, but don't rely on it as a primary source.
And thank you, Denise. And you can, when you do find a memorial, sometimes the records are wrong. Like on one of my ancestors, my great grandfather, no, my grandfather, they had the descriptions and the information about the memorial for, a Caucasian. And so I changed that. You can go to contact Find a Grave and let them know that you know and you have the records, and they will allow you to change the records properly. So thank you for that, Denise. And I had to change some of it, some of my information. But the main thing is you can get a lot of information on Find a Grave, and it's a free app. It's a very, very helpful tool that I use, and it goes through my family history here. As a matter of fact, this Lee Gus Ellison and Mary Tabor, I have records of Mary Tabor being enslaved, my fourth great grandmother. So I have her records on being enslaved, and then through all of our census and other information, I have records of when she lived, and then here is her final resting place. So it is a journey. Our lives is a journey, and I think it's very important that we focus on our ancestors who paved the way for us, because they had to endure an awful lot more when it comes to culture and the different hate and racism than we've had to. So don't forget them, recognize them. And this is my family, and I can tell you, a lot of stories about it. Does anybody have any questions on Find a Grave? What did you learn from Find a Grave? What I've shown you. Did you, other than you, Denise? I don't think anybody else has used that platform, but I highly recommend it.
I've used it.
Well, tell Maysha,
Huh?
could you tell us what value and how you used it and how important it was for you?
Oh my gosh, there's a lot. Okay. Okay. Well, I've used it because I stumbled across it accidentally, and I seen where it said become like a member or to help, because I seen stuff that I really didn't know how to use it, and me becoming a member actually helped me utilize it even more, because with the volunteers, I've noticed that volunteers do certain things. Some will just upload pictures, some will add information. There's a lot of different stuff, but for me, I like it because when I see that my family is not on there or someone's missing, since I'm a member, I'm able to go ahead and create a virtual, like the page that you see, like a virtual cemetery. And I'm able, each contributor is able to add up to 5 photos. Other people can add stuff too, but in order to add photos, you have to become a member. It doesn't cost anything. It's totally free, but in order to be able to have access to like your family's pages that were created, you can ask for member transfership, which is free. Then that way you would be able to control it and monitor it and be able to add the pictures and be able to correct a lot of stuff like at the correct like with the obituaries and stuff and add all of that more easily than adding it and waiting for that person to be able to fix the corrections. You can go in and fix the corrections yourself.
Correct.
And add the family members that are already deceased as well.
Well, thank you for that addition to the presentation. Where are you located, and who are you researching? Some of your surnames that you're researching. Where are you
I'm
located?
located in Moreno Valley, California. Gosh, my ancestors, there is a lot of them. Last names would be, gosh, let me see, Barbers, Paul, Allstock, Demery, Nash, Benson. There's a lot.
How did you hear about our meeting?
Well, you've invited me before, and so you've connected with me on Ancestry.
Correct.
Through the Benson line.
Pardon me?
Through the Benson line?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so you followed up and you joined one of our meetings, huh?
Yeah, this is the second one, so I had a hard time getting on. So I was just like, okay, finally was able to get on.
Oh, well, thanks. Thanks for being, patient and persistent. It makes a difference. And look, as soon as you got on, we needed your presentation. The information you had is very helpful. Have you been
You're welcome.
following the reparations topic
What was
in
the question?
California?
What was the
Reparations.
question?
Have you been following the reparations in California?
No, this is the first time I'm hearing about it from you. I have no idea what that is. I mean, what's going on with that?
Clarice, could you and this is an example of where we're at. And our goal is to inform and help
Mhm.
because you have research skills. Clarice, could you give her a brief explanation on reparations in California, please?
Okay, it's been kind of quiet, well, not really quiet, just in this area. Uh, there's been money already set aside for California for reparations. They keep trying to put it back in committees, and folks are going at the committee, people calling them sellouts and all this kind of stuff. So we're trying to work out a lot of those different things. There's a CJAC, which is one of the major groups. Well, they branched off from somebody else. So there's a lot of little inner things that are going on. We had a congressman that was going to actually write the bill, but he got called to another committee. So I'm not really clear as to what's going on. I think right now in California, the big thing is the ICE. I mean, they're picking up people. Trump's this new thing he's got going. I mean, they're picking up people not only in LA and different, but they're in Sacramento, real near where I live, and people are at Home Depot. So folks' attention is kind of like focusing on that. I don't know what's going on for as reparation with the group that I was working with. A Blog Talk radio show had stopped, and then since it stopped, we've been kind of doing a little Zoom, but we haven't really picked up anything just yet.
Thanks, Clarice. Thank
And
you.
so I'm like, I can't tell you a whole lot. But again, we've already, we're telling people to get your DNA done, get all that stuff established, because it's really about connecting with your family and finding out who you are and what you are. Whenever the reparations come, we'll deal with that. But you got to be connected and finding out who we are. And I think that's the most crucial thing about the reparation thing. Governor Newsom, of course, Trump is determined to destroy California, because as they say, where California goes, where the nation goes. And there's this big fight between Newsom and Trump, and they're doing with the ICE. And so it's like, I don't think anybody's really trying to actually throw up reparations right now because there's so many other things going on. But again, we still continue to research our families, to find out who we are, to understand, to know that we didn't come out of the trash bins. We came from pyramids. We came from great people. There's a lot of mix in our family as well, Asians and white and all kind of things. So it is still a part of who we are. And I think that's the most significant thing is to learn who we are, what our capabilities are, so that we can get what has been designed for us, if
Thank
that
you.
makes any sense.
Thank you. On the reparations, I just want to clarify, just add to it. There are bills that are they're being reviewed in the legislature, the Assembly and the Senate. And they started from a task force, and the task force came up with recommendations, and now they're being reviewed in the legislature. And it's a process, and it's important for us to be prepared and, as Clarice said, learn about our family history and share the information with individuals. This young lady does not know about what's going on because of they haven't been advertising, they haven't been getting the information to as many people as we need to. But this is one of a format that we're using, and that's why I want to make sure that you're aware that there are dedicated people working for reparations for people in California. Okay. I have another item. We're going to go into GEDmatch. The next agenda item, GEDmatch. This is a program that we use another tool that we use to help reconnect family members. And it's a different platform. It's like an Amazon DNA. And it's like different test services have individuals who took a test from different tests of 23andMe, MyHeritage, Ancestry. And the individuals who wanted to find out, do they have other connections, they uploaded that to this Amazon DNA, is what I call it, Amazon DNA. It's not Amazon, it's called GEDmatch. And you can connect with other relatives that wasn't on the platform that you took the test. That's pretty much what it is. So I'm gonna go back on it. See if I can get back to it. Okay. Can you see this screen? Oh, do I have to reload it?
Yes, I see it.
You do? Okay, here's the GEDmatch screen. And once you upload your raw DNA from Ancestry to GEDmatch, and the GEDmatch platform, you can connect with different relatives. Now, for mine, this is my GEDmatch kit number right here. And if I click on it, and this is my kit number, and I'm gonna submit it, and it's gonna show me different relatives from different platforms. It goes through this database, and here they are. So this young moss, let me make it a little bigger. like the first person, the highest number of your measurements, your centromorgans, is the first person. And so these individuals here, it has their match, the kit number, their name, and email address. And it also, their match comes over. It shows how closely you are related to them. You see that 1900 centromorgans? That's my grandson, so that's why that number's high. And the next person is 203 centromorgans. Those are measurements of DNA. And here's what I was talking about. My grandson, Delon, he tested on Ancestry. And here's another one, test site. And then Family Tree DNA is another test site. And his 23andMe is another test site. So if I didn't take a test at 23andMe and I didn't upload this, I never would have known that person. So it just shows you there's more test sites, and this platform gives you an opportunity to meet more people that you wouldn't have normally met. Do you have does anybody have any questions on that Ancestry? I mean, GMS. And here's one other thing that you can do. We use this is one of the main tools that we use it for. We compare kits, and that's how I can tell if we're related, what branch that we're related in. Now, example, these are free tools right here, and there is a level that you can pay for. It's called a tier level. But the free tools, I'm going to compare people who match 1 or 2 kits. So I'm going to click on that one. I'm going to put my number in. And does somebody here have a GMS number that I can put in? Do you have yours handy? Denise?
I have mine.
Okay, let me have it.
AM 6111.
Just a minute. Just a minute. Let me I'm gonna write it down first. What is it?
AM 6111471.
I'll repeat that. AM 6111471.
Yes.
Okay. One 471. So what this is going to do, it has a large database, and it's going to go through and compare some of my matches who match me, and then that person also matches her. So let's see what the results are. And sometimes you don't have any matches, and then you start deciding if you're related or not. So here we go. I don't know if we're related, Sandra, but now we're gonna find out. Okay?
Okay.
Display the results. Okay. Here we go. The results are this. There's one page. Okay. We are related. And here's how the highest number, her side is the FE96. No, her side, mine is the FE687385. And then right down in this location, that's the division line. And her side is on the other side. And that's her number, her kit number. And see, it has her name and mine. And they found 11 matches in this database that match both of our kits. And so, and the highest, and I was talking about the DNA measurements, this person right here, the first one, MHEV cousin, they matched me 24 centimorgans. That's like a fourth cousin, see that? And they match her 22 centimorgans right here, the ones going down there. So that's a generation, fourth generation away. And so that's one. And then this person, Lee, they matched me 21 centimorgans of measurement. They match her 13 and 11. And then here's the email address. And then you can also move this over. If I needed to add some notes, I could add some notes. But we do have shared relatives. And the generations about fourth generations away, but we do have a common ancestor. Sandra and I have a shared ancestor because of these results. So that means I can call you cousin. We are DNA cousins, yes. So that is how GenMatch works. And it goes into another tier. You heard Grace talk about it, about chromosomes. And Sandra, now Grace can take over and look at my records, yours and my records, and she can break it out and check our chromosomes and tell us more specifically what branch we're related in. Am I right about that, Grace?
Yeah.
So that's what these tools, that's how powerful these tools are. Because I've had a private Zoom meeting with her, and she's actually done that. She's looked at our numbers and how we relate, what chromosomes, and came up with some more results on how we're related. Does anyone have any questions on GenMatch?
Yeah, how does GenMatch get that information from the different platforms?
You upload it, Clarice. You have raw data, your raw DNA data. You have that. Each of us have that, and you can send it. You can upload it to different platforms and get results for comparison.
Okay.
And that's what we did. She uploaded hers to GenMatch, and I uploaded mine to GenMatch. And that's how they were able to go through all those different matches and come up with these the ones that we had in common.
Okay, so the person would have had to upload their DNA to GenMatch from the different platforms, and then it goes through and put them all together. Okay, I got it.
And it show you how you connect it.
Okay, got it.
So can you see how valuable a tool that is?
And that way you see more DNA matches because people from 23andMe, MyHeritage, Living DNA, Ancestry, Family Tree DNA, they all upload their raw data into GenMatch. So when you upload yours, you will just have not only matches from Ancestry, but from all those other platforms as well.
Got it.
Okay. I'm going to share my screen again. We're going to go to another topic. It's called Pro Tools on the agenda. some of us recently have up. Can you see my home screen, everyone? Can you see my home screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. This is my home screen. And recently they came out with this Pro Tools. It's more tools to help us do our research. And uh, it helps with different comparisons. You can compare with different individuals, and you can help people who new members who don't know much about their family members. If you match them, and I paid extra for this service, I might tell them who a brother or mother or father is that they didn't see, because they have a basic plan, but they should be able to see the parents. But we can compare our results and come up with help them reconstruct their family. So here's my home page, and here's Pro Tools. You can see them over here. Shortcuts. You can check your tree, meaning you don't want to have a lot of duplicates in your tree. So you can, if I click on that one, for example, it says my tree is okay. It's okay. Um, possible duplicates is 26, and I can go through and do some comparisons on that, and then I can eliminate them. So that's one thing that it does for that one. Now, when I start go to my home page, open up my ancestry, one of the first places I go is right up here to where it says view your DNA results, right here. I click on that one, view your DNA results, and it gives me this screen. And this screen, it goes into, I can look at my origins, my matches, traits, and it goes the Pro Tools, how you can use the different information. My newest matches, there's 39 new matches, and this is through lines. That's how you can connect relatives without, it's you have to always verify your records, but it can help you find your common ancestors. And when I do come here, I look at these new DNA matches. And one thing that you can do on your matches, let's take a look at this. Here's your summary. When I first got my results, I wanted to know who I was, ethnicity, my ethnicity. It meant a lot to me to know my my ethnicity. And so that's the first thing you see right here, origins. And when I saw that, then it was a sense of pride, it was a sense of happiness, and there it is. And mine, Nigerian, Cameroon, Congo, and then there's that Ireland. Oh, where'd that come from? That's the fault. Now I'm connecting with some of these folks that I'm related to through DNA. And then Ivory Coast, that through, and Nigeria, and then there's a Denmark, Norway. And this is an active map. As you can see, Nigeria, it lights up. So it's interacting. It's a nice tool. So that's the origins. And then let's go to matches. Now, the matches, it has the closest relatives to you. And I'm going to use mine as an example because a lot of people want to know about the centimorgans. What does it mean, measurements? How can you tell? How do they use measurements? We all know about a regular ruler, and we know about a tape measure, but everything is a science based, and that's what this genealogy is, and it's measured. Each one of us has 7,000 quote unquote units of DNA, and our children have half, and our grandchildren have half of that, and the same thing going up to the grandparents. As you go higher, the lower number of centimorgans.
Anything else there? Okay.
So here's my family, and I also recommend that you get as many people to take the test.
You have to make that cake
If you
tomorrow.
have to give them
Okay.
That tiramisu that go on.
Oh, you
Have
have to
them-
wait a finger.
I know.
Okay.
have them take the test, and then the more your family members, the better off you'll be able to reconstruct your family. So mine, I had to use persuasion, positive persuasion on some of them, but they took it, and so here we are. The first one that matches me is my son Jerry Jr. And you can see he's 3,400. Remember, I'm 7,000. The kids are half, so he's 3,400. And this is my other son, Donnell. He's 3,400. 3,400, right around 35. He's half of my DNA. And here's my beautiful daughter, Bridget. She's there. She's 3,400 too. Do you know my daughter? She said, "Hey, Dad, on these DNA results, I noticed that Jerry and Donnell had a higher number than me." I mean, what are we talking about? Just a minuscule amount, but like Donnell's 3,481, and here's Bridget 3,474. It's not exact. This these DNA. It's close enough though, you know. And then my brother Dale, he's 2,600. Granddaughter 1,900. Grandson Delon 1,900. And this is my nephew. This is Dale Moss Jr. He's my nephew, and I think I shared some social media information with you. He's currently he's currently a cast member on the Bachelors in Paradise on ABC, Channel 10. He's on this season of Bachelors of Paradise. And previously he was on the Bachelorette program. So he's part of that Bachelor Nation. And so currently he's in Bachelors in Paradise. And it's on every Monday night on ABC. But there he is. So when he was here, I got his, I asked him for his DNA, so I have his too. And I also grouped them. You see M and the F, my father's side and my mother's side. And so these are my family members, and then it starts going into 600 centimorgans. So the more you test, the more results you have, and and when other people match them, then okay, I'll put them in that branch. That's on that side of my family. It's one of my 4 grandparents. So that's how that's done. And then look at this. I like this one. By location. So when you have an opportunity, even on your basic plan, you have this one. Pick by location. And what Ancestry does, it shows you your DNA matches across the world. And so here they are, where they're located at, and here they are in the States, in the different locations. Arizona, there's nine people that I'm related to. And then as you go in closer, look, you can see what part of the city they're actually from. And if you click on their name, they'll tell you who they are. So that's another tool that you can use. So you have relatives that are right in the same city and you don't even know it. And if you use that tool by location, you can find them. Because I live in San Diego, and here I am, and I didn't know I had a close relative that lives here. Here she is, right here, Ariana Brown. And let me click on her just so you see. She's a second cousin, and she lives right here in San Diego. And her dad and her family is in Omaha, Nebraska. So that's where she's from. So I'm just telling you that's just some of the advantages of Pro Tools. And here's one tool, that's why I call it Pro Tools. And here's one Pro Tool that's very helpful. But you have to do your work. You have to fill out your tree. Do as much as you can, and then it starts giving you information. And that's this one right here by Ancestor. Now, can you see these pictures, everyone? Can you see these pictures?
See.
Okay, these pictures, these are my parents, and these are my relatives, and my ancestors. So they have the pictures. I've added the pictures to my tree. Now this True Lines sets it up so that any matches who match these individuals on my tree, they show me how I'm related to them. But still, you have to verify it. There's some you have to verify the information because it's only as good as the information that's put in. But at least it's pretty helpful. And here's an example. Here's my father, my Kenneth Moss, my mother Lois Gildon, and my grandfather. It says 7 matches. Ethel Burnell, that's my grandmother. There's 7 matches. John Henry, that's my grandfather on my mother's side, 7 matches. My grandmother, there's four matches for her. And that's one thing that when you put your pedigree chart together, focus and see if you can name your 4 grandparents. Because statistics prove that not many people can. It's almost about 50% of people who can name their 4 grandparents. And these are my 4 grandparents. And now from there, you go down to the greats. Great grandparents, and then second great grandparents. And look, there's more matches. There's 35 matches to him. Let's go to him, and they match from 8 centimorgans to 35. Let's go to my.
Go to the bathroom then.
Pardon me. But let's go to Reuben Ross. And look how it helps you. You do your work and it helps you.
You got a boo boo boo?
And so
Boo boo boo?
over here, here's Thomas
Boo, boo, boo,
Ross.
boo.
That's my great grandfather. And there's 11 matches that's going to be shown through him. And this is my great aunt. And look, there's 5 matches. So I'll put this fly out. And look what it shows me. Here's matches. And these are DNA matches, and I can contact them. I can contact Eric. Even it goes down to 8 centimorgans, but it shows the line. And here she's 32. Shawnee, and I contacted them, and that's how I was able to reconstruct my family. I contacted these younger ones who matched me, and then they started telling me I talked to my mother, I talked to my grandmother, and that's how I was able to reconstruct my family through the lower DNA matches. So I wanted to share what it does, and Laura, and you can see these numbers. 12 centimorgans, 14, but you can tell how they match, where they come down through true lines. So that's Pro Tools. And those are some of the tools that I use, and they're very helpful. And I just want to show you some examples of it. So do you have any questions on that Pro Tools? Denise, you're here. Could you give us a presentation on WikiTree, please?
Yes, I can, but before doing so, I'd like to find out how many of you are not familiar with WikiTree?
I'm one. I'm still not familiar with it. I did set up like you said, like a log on to a membership, but I haven't explored it or anything right now. Right now, I'm actually on GenMatch logged into that. But yeah, so if you do a presentation like that, I'll log in and follow along on one of my other screens.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's the purpose of asking. I don't want to repeat what folks already know. So let me share a screen here.
Could you tell us about your background and your credentials, please?
Credentials? I'm retired.
Your WikiTree credentials.
Oh, my WikiTree credentials. Okay. I've been a member of WikiTree since 2020. I started right around the time the pandemic started, and they allowed us to start working from home. I was working at the time. So I found out about WikiTree through Roots Tech because they do presentations at Roots Tech every year. WikiTree is a global family tree. And one of the things that attracted me to it was the fact that unlike Ancestry, this is a global family tree. So you've got one profile for one person. Each person that's added just has one profile. Unlike Ancestry, you may have 7, 8, 9, 10 different trees with the same person in it. So trying to match that up makes it challenging. I am currently the co-project leader. I share that role with 2 other people for the U.S. Black Heritage Project. Our mission is to connect all descendants of African-American descendants to their ancestors. So we work diligently to identify the slave owners, the plantations, and who their slaves were, using Freedmen Bureau records, using census records. One of our major sub-projects right now is going through the 1880 census and documenting every African American that's in those census records in every state that has an 1880 census. So it's a huge undertaking, but we've got about 170 volunteers, admitted volunteers, and then of course we've got other WikiTreeers. There's over 1 million WikiTreeers out there. So we've got them. They're all over the world. Actually, it's not just limited to the United States. So if you have family that you need to investigate from Ireland, like you saw, Jerry had some DNA in Ireland that shows he's got ancestry in Ireland. So we have folks in Ireland that can help you do research because the records in other countries are different than they are here in the United States. So that's one of the advantages of it being global. And again, this is free. One of the missions of the person who founded WikiTree, Chris Whitten, has vowed that this will always be free. There will never be a charge. So even when we make enhancements, which we just did at the beginning of June, we made a lot of enhancements to the system. So those that have been in WikiTree before may have noticed some changes to screens and things of that nature. The reason we made those changes is to make us better able to connect with other applications and with other tools like FT, Family Tree DNA. We now have a connection with them. So you can link to Family Tree DNA, and those profiles in Family Tree DNA will connect back to WikiTree. So it's a big undertaking to make that happen, but that way you can check your DNA and also keep track of your family and look at all your connections. For those of you that have used WikiTree before, I'm just going to switch to one of my navigation pages and just show you one of the things I like about WikiTree over Ancestry. I do all of my research on Ancestry because WikiTree does not have a database of records. So what we do in WikiTree is enable you to focus on the biographies of individuals, and then the sources for those biographies would be the records that you find on Ancestry or Family Search or MyHeritage, those corporations that are maintaining the actual records, which is primarily Ancestry and Family Search. They have the largest databases of all the records, the census records, the birth records, death records, marriage records, all of that. So you can actually create a link to those records, and that's what we would call sources in WikiTree. We have little identifiers, little fun things to, make it stand out when you're doing the biography of a person. What were they involved in? Or are they an African ancestor? Are they part of DAR? Or where are they from? In this case, I'm from Cleveland, so I got my little Ohio state flag there. No comments, California, no comments. I get comments from Eddie all the time. And then with that, you are able to connect to other individuals as well. And that's where the global tree comes into play. So for example, here, I've got 4 DNA connections, meaning these 4 people are members of WikiTree, and we all share DNA. We're all part of the same family tree. So that's where this comes in. We've got a communication system where we've got what we call the G2G forum. That's genealogist to genealogist. And you can go out there and you can ask questions. You can help people who are seeking help. You can ask for help, those types of things. So those are some of the things that, for me, you couldn't do on Ancestry with ease, but here it's straight, simple, straightforward. You can do your biography, you can note your citations, you can put your sources in there. I have to scroll down because mine, you can list your sources for the data that you've added to that particular profile. And again, it's one profile per person. So you're not going to see another Denise Jarrett within WikiTree. It's me and only me and no one else. Let's see. Another one of my favorite parts of WikiTree is what we call connections. Let me go down here. You can see, well, so far I've got 5,103 people that are connected to me, and that's directly connected, meaning they're related to me in some form or fashion. And you can look at those connections by degree. In WikiTree, we call that CC7, which is Community Connections 7 degrees. So it maxes out at 7 degrees, mainly because of the volume. They took their idea from, at one time there was a movie or something, The 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, and it wrapped it around how people were connected to Kevin Bacon, whether it be by movie or by being related and so on and so forth. Well, we do something similar with our CC7s so that we can map how many degrees we are from different people. We can list out those connections. In this case, of course, 1 degree would be my parents and my siblings, my husband, my children, so on and so forth. First cousins, those are all 1 degree of separation from me. And then it goes down to 2 degrees, so on and so forth. And you can also see that with other connections, like if they've got the US presidents. How am I connected to the US presidents? Am I connected? Well, guess what? I'm 9 degrees from Thomas Jefferson. Why is that? That's because of my husband's side of the family. My husband has an aunt who's a direct descendant of Sally Hemings. So, but you can look that up. That's the kind of stuff I find interesting to see how we're connected to different people. Whether you think you're related or not, you may find that you're connected. So like if I look at Thomas Jefferson, it's going to, once it pulls up, it'll have a little circle up here that says there's 9 degrees of separation between myself and Thomas Jefferson. So you don't have to go very far if you've got the right extensions in your profile to be able to see that kind of information. But it's just cool. You know, it's something fun to look at, but that shouldn't deter you from creating your profiles and honoring your family members and their history. Any questions, specific questions about WikiTree?
Thank you so much. You know, what helps is, you know, when we have the recording, we can play it back and then, you know, go through, you know, the presentation.
Awesome.
Yeah. And it's 1 tree, right?
It's 1 world tree. That's right.
Does that simplify it?
The 1 world tree?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think that makes it a lot easier, in my opinion, than trying to find out who you're connected to in ancestry, because then you got to go through lines. And with through lines, there's always that opportunity that somebody's got the wrong person identified in their tree, and it ends up connecting to your tree, and it's not really the right person.
Okay, thank you so much. At this time, does anyone want a mentor to work with them? We've already connected Grace and Sandra, I believe. Does anyone else need one? A mentor to work with them?
I do. I need someone.
Any volunteers?
What is it you need help on, Maysha?
I need help with the WikiTree, totally 100%, and GEDmatch. I have access to both those, but I don't really use them because I don't really understand how to really navigate them like how I do Family Search and Ancestry.
Okay, I'll be more than happy to mentor you with WikiTree. Unfortunately, I'm not that well versed with GEDmatch because I'm focused on adding my profiles to WikiTree right now.
Okay.
Grace is, though.
And I can help you with GEDmatch.
Okay.
Whoa. I mean,
Okay.
she is solid. I'm telling you. You're gonna really love the presentations that she gives and breaks it down to. It really gets scientific, but it's real information.
I just put my email address in the chat.
Okay, let me see. How do I? Okay, it says from
What's
Denise.
this chat?
Oh, so okay, I'm still new to all this. So okay, so go to Zoom at the bottom here. Okay, let me see.
What's
There we
this
go.
chat?
Okay, thank you.
And
This one is from Dana.
yeah, Dana, she's gone now, but
Okay, what am I looking for in the chat? Let me see.
I'm right below Dana because Dana said, "Thank you all. I have to reach. I have
and then
reached
it says
destination."
Denise. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, your email. Oh, okay, I
Yes.
see it.
Yes.
Okay. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
All right, erase that.
And what we can do, reach out to me and let
Okay,
me
here's
know
my-
what your schedule is like. What's a good time for you? When do you
Okay.
feel like working on WikiTree?
Okay. Here is my let's see.
and Grace sent hers. You know, I find it's very important that we take time to share and get our contact information immediately, because when you wait, it's you know, it's a week lost, you know, and I think we should. I know I need to do a better job at you know, communicating with my members.
Okay, there, got it.
But it's a lot to manage, believe me. Okay, so is everybody connected? All right. So the final thing for me is I'm going to share this with you. I'm going to share some verified records showing DNA matches from a formerly enslaved ancestor. And I have verified records that have given me the slaveholder's name of the Moss descendants. There's two of them that my European cousins, Tommy and Lauren, and they help.
Have you done any more research, Jerry?
Have I?
Have you done any more research on that family?
Yes.
So you went further back or far back? How many?
I went back further because I had another cousin who came in, and I shared that information with him, and then he has the information that goes back further to the 1700s. His name is Jarrett Moss. So this is
So
what
is he white?
Jarrett Moss, M-O-S-S.
Okay, but is he white?
Huh?
Is he white?
Yes.
So did he have other? So what slave did you find?
It's Thomas Moss, and I'm gonna show it to you. Thomas Moss and JCC Moss.
Okay, so you found Thomas Moss' parents?
Yes.
Okay, how about their parents?
I had their what they had what they had in their records. Yes.
Oh, but so you're still researching past that?
Yes.
Okay.
So let me share my screen, please. Share my screen. Where is it at? Oh, I'm gonna share this with you real quick. Over the years, we wanted to collaborate and have a record of who our family members who are in our genealogy research group. Just some basic information, who they are, some of the GEDmatch kit members, where they live, and their names and some of the connections. And so here's a list that was compiled, and as you can see, our DNA matches and they have some of their names, where they're located at. It's like 18 sheets. And this is our genealogy research group. It's called Moss Genealogy Research Group. And we're on Facebook. There's a group, there's a group, there's a group section in Facebook, and our group is on there, Moss Genealogy Research Group in Facebook. And we have a group on GEDmatch, their ancestors research group, and it's called Moss Genealogy Research Group. So there's a group there, and our dear friend David Anthony, he has one too, a research group on ancestry. I mean, in GEDmatch, and we're a part of that study also. But as for the Moss Genealogy Research Group, here's the people have given their names and the contact information and where they live. This is a PDF file. So it goes San Diego, and their names and the connections. Their names, where they live at, and their email addresses. That this is what that's page 4. Here's some more. And then what they did, in order for us to do this group project in GEDmatch, we had to have the GEDmatch kit numbers. And so they gave us those who had them. But other than that, this is some DNA matches that we all matched in this genealogy research group. There's more. They had the telephone numbers, contact information, names, how many Central Morgans. It's just a contact list that shares. You can see some GMS kit numbers here with some of the relatives, their names. And it was sort of informal when we did it, but one of the admin who was really good with the professional skills, they took our information, and you see they digitized it, and they have our accurate information. What we gave them, they put it in a format that we could use. So here's a list of kit numbers, and this Kendrick is one of my cousins in the group, and so they share the information. So you can see we collaborate, we work together, and we have ways of connecting, and we know where they're at, where they live at, and share a little information about them. Whether a niece on the mother's side, just little tidbits. So I wanted to share that with you, and I will send that out with the recording. Now, here's what I wanted to show you. Is this. This one. Who is this? Let me open it up. So can you see these PDFs and these different names? Also make sure on this one.
Yep.
Okay. And you see this picture of this here she is right here.
Lauren, yep.
Yeah. Let me get it right there. There she is. That's Lauren DeMall. And she lives on the East Coast. And I was minding my own business, doing my genealogy research, and she reached out to me. She saw what we were doing and how we were functioning, and we were positive, and she saw the growth of our family. and she started seeing how she was related to a lot of these these black people, and she saw how where we were connected, and so she started. She was a teacher, she retired teacher, and she has a lot of the skills with the different technical programs, and put together some different documents that helped us reconstruct our family. And so I'm gonna share that with you. You know, it started off with all right, here you go. Can you see this? Oh, here you go. Is that clear to you? Can you see this text?
No.
Well, basically, here's what she said. This is in 24, uh, uh, April in 2024. Sorry it's taking me so long to get back to you. I'm a bit of a perfectionist. So it's hard for me to show my work to people when I don't consider it done. I watched the Zoom meeting you had with Tommy Lewis with interest. His research seems pretty solid. I appreciate his openness to working with your group and to talking about sticky issues it brings up. Interestingly, Tommy does not turn up as a DNA match to me on Ancestry, nor do you, probably because the identical segments are smaller than 6 centromeres. I am sending 2 documents at this time, a PDF and a Microsoft Word. In case you can't read the ones, I separated them so you could open side by side for comparison. And I would welcome any corrections or addition you are willing to provide. The one document, Moss Descendants, contains my rough drafts in outline form of the descendants of Tommy and Peggy Moss and descendants William, Martha, Rufus, and Reuben. Reuben is my second great-grandfather. I have not verified all the people in these trees. Some may be incorrect, missing the wrong place. The second is Moss DNA Trail, in which I detail my understanding of what DNA numbers mean. Then I list the people of color who are DNA matches to me and who I think or may be related through the Moss family. In some cases, these folks have not made their trees public, so I don't have access to all the details of their ancestors. Maybe you can fill in the blanks. And I like to have more time to do further research before sharing with your full group, your Zoom meeting, if it's okay with you. I'm still trying to trace all the individuals in Thomas Moss's will and the people who were enslaved by Thomas and William Moss in in Alabama, and by J.C.C. Moss in Arkansas. I'd also like to share with you things like the locations of the plantations on which your ancestors were forced to work, and biographical information about Thomas and J.C.C. Moss, who appear to be your ancestors too. Would it be okay to think about meeting sometime in June? I could send you and the group information to absorb in advance, and then we could ask and answer questions at the meeting. I'm available to meet just about any day or time, except I'm on the East Coast, and I tend to tire and incoherent in the late afternoons and evenings. You can let me know what would work for you. In conclusion, thanks again for your welcome and willingness to work together. I can't fix what my ancestors did, but I'm hoping I can at least help shed some light on the history of all of my cousins. That was her statement. And then from 2024 to about 6 months ago, we collaborated. And I'm gonna race through. I'm gonna show you the will that she was talking about. Thomas Moss's will is let's go with some of her records. Look what she did. She identified those names and color coded them and had these matches like Hobson. I hear his name, not Hobson, and Freeman's Friday and a couple of our other groups that I'm affiliated with. And Lynette Hobson, 25 Century Mortgage, matched with Lauren. Also matched the Moss descendants, black and white. So she went and got the names that are these in black, and she showed how they were matched. And so this is one of the, you can see some of the information, how much detail that she went into. So that's one. Okay. This is the Moss coat of arms that I got from this family. These Mosses, family crest. Now, this was compiled from Family Search names, and you can see it gives you information. So that's one of the values of having Family Search. Now, this is the one that you asked me, Grace, about. You asked about Thomas Moss, and this is the one that gives his family, the records about his family, the Caucasians, and it goes through his family. And see, this goes all the way back, 1695 and all that. So we do have information on this Thomas Moss. And this is his will, and we have it written out. I have it's been translated, so we have his will. And you heard her mention that. These are some of the records that I have on in that tree. So that's an example of what she's compiled for me. Here's another one. Okay. Look at this. This is the slaves in 1850 and 1860 slave schedules. And I'm gonna make this bigger. And she was able to identify her ancestors and their ages, and then say, okay, this is what their names are. 1850, 1860, and here are their names. There they all are. And descendants who were probably formerly enslaved by J.C.C. Moss. And so she has their names here. And get into the right. And she goes into a narrative, what their names are, color coded, and how they're related. And here's Maysha Anthony matches her 99 centimorgans with Tommy and other descendants. So she has that's a lot. Lynette House, and there she is again. Lucretia Moss, and there's a Jerry Moss who was enslaved with them also, and they all, once they got freed in 1870, they lived in the same location. And see, this is what she breaks down for me. And here's Reuben T. Moss, the one that I told you about, my second great grandfather, and there's my name right here. So she has his family, and this is my father and mother, and it shows about our DNA match. I matched the other Moss descendants in black and white. And so I just wanted to give you an Val, 15 centimorgans, Mike McGee, and he's just passed away about a month ago, my Caucasian cousin. But he interacted with us and shared a lot of his information. Great man. I met him when I went to Omaha a couple of years ago. He came down from Minnesota. But what's happening here, there's collaboration. That's the main thing that I want to share with you, is this collaboration. And now I am putting this information in that tree. But I just want to share with you that, my European cousins are sharing information and that I never would have gotten. Any comments or remarks on that presentation?
Oh, that's awesome, Jerry. And you're absolutely correct with the collaboration. And I think that's why WikiTree kind of stands above the rest, because we can collaborate worldwide with other folks in other countries. So
Maysha? Maysha?
I'm here.
What did it mean to see that presentation to you?
It was good, but you know how you were just showing like the going over the boxes and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it looked like to me, just little bitty look like little bitty boxes where if you zoomed in up on it, then like when you like how you showed the slave list one, it was just a square, like it looked like a file, but I really couldn't see in detail and stuff. So I would have liked to, if you would have clicked on it and actually just showed it, it just looked like a bunch of files and stuff. But just listening to it, to actually see, because I've only seen what they've looked like, on what is it, PBS Find My Roots, when they show the slave list and stuff like that, how they were just
but now you see them live
and stuff. Yeah.
You see something that pertains to for our family documents. And I will be at another time, another presentation. I'll send you the files, and then you can look at them on your own.
Okay.
Each one of you, I'll send you the files, and then you can open them up and go through it.
And better yet, we can show you where to go to find those same records that she found, because not all of them are going to be available online. Some of them you're going to have to visit genealogical societies or historical centers in different places throughout the country to see those documents. Yes, courthouses, exactly.
I didn't know you can go there to get like those type of records. I thought maybe like marriage records, and that's about it. Really, that's what when it came to court, like divorce records and marriage records. That's what I thought the courts systems were for.
These records are personal records. You can't go anywhere to get them, because she generated these documents that pertain to our family, and so That's why I'm saying more specific. The records she has, she might have went to different locations, but she's consolidated them. So we have them in uh, one file so that we can disseminate it and start using it and
Mhm.
reconstructing our tree.
Yeah, but the deed records you can get from the courthouse.
Which one's that?
I said the deed records you get from the courthouse.
Oh yeah, the the wheels.
Yeah, but no deeds.
Oh yeah,
Anytime you purchase property,
yeah, all that.
and slaves were properties. So they're recorded in those deeds. And other things that are recorded in those deeds was like if a slave was rented out, that's also recorded because it's property. So you're
Yeah,
gonna find all that um,
yeah,
at the courthouse. You also may find it on Family Search now that they have
correct.
full text search. You may
Mm,
find that on Family Search as well.
In the Freedmen Bureau records,
Right,
a
exactly.
lot of those will be there. Their
Hmm.
claims for getting
None of
paid
this
and things of that
information.
nature are all there.
No. None of this information is not in those.
You don't know that, so you
No,
can't say
no, friend.
that, Jerry.
This
You
information
can't say that, Jerry.
this
You can't
information
say
she
that.
sent me it's what she created.
But
Well,
she had to
but
create it
she,
from something.
right,
She
she
Yeah,
had to
got it
create
from
it from
somewhere.
I
something.
understand.
Yeah. I know you want to give her praise, and we appreciate that, but
I
she
give it.
had to do some research to create the documents you're proud of. She
Yeah,
had to do her due diligence and look at other records elsewhere to
that's good.
create and
Yeah,
pull
give
that
her credit.
information
I'm giving her
together.
credit. I'm giving her credit.
Yes,
Right. Plus, she should have also cited her sources as well.
yes. You can bob and weave all you want. You know we right.
Well, thank you so much, everyone, for coming and joining the meeting. It's been very productive. Thank you so much. Can we have closing comments from Denise, Sandra, and then Grace? Just closing comments about what you got, what you found out from the meeting, and just some of your thoughts.
Yeah, well, I think the importance of all of this is just to remember that the whole purpose of us doing genealogical research is so that we can honor our ancestors. And we honor them by identifying them and bringing them back into the light. And we can
That's
do that from a number of sources. Jerry has given us a lot of examples of different resources that we can go to do that research and to help us bring our ancestors into the light.
so important. Thank you. Thank you, Denise.
And I concur with Denise.
Yeah.
I see I have things to work on now.
Sandra, you have any closing comments, please?
I said, I see I have a lot of stuff that I can work on now to try to find my relatives.
I have another one. That one's for you.
Maysha?
Closing comments. It's a lot. It's a lot. I feel like today, right now, I just feel, well, I was feeling overwhelmed because it's so much. And it's just like when you think you're on the path, like, okay, I got this down, just like you're like, there's so many other avenues to do research on. And I'm just like, okay, I gotta get Wikipedia down and GEDmatch. I'm just like, I feel like I'm so out of the loop. So
Oh,
like,
no, you're in.
I'm like, will I
But
be able to grasp this and obtain it? You know, and it's like you get comfortable when you have certain research platforms that you just work with, and it's just like, okay, wait. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, but it's just like, okay, I can do this. I can tackle it. I can do it. Don't give
and,
up.
and you know what, too, Maysha, also would be to learn as much as you can by joining a genealogical society in the area that you're researching in.
Okay. I
And
have to find out
also
how to go
watch,
about doing that.
watch a lot of webinars If you go on legacywebinars.com, it's only
Mhm.
$49. They have
Okay.
a load of webinars that you can watch.
Mhm.
Some of them are live, and some of them that even once they've aired it, it'll be there for the next year or so. So you can go anytime and watch those webinars. You will learn a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, and don't forget YouTube, because a lot of genealogists that have a lot of experience in these areas, they
Mhm.
have YouTube videos, they have blogs out there, they do
Uh-huh.
podcasts. It's just Google genealogy, and you'll get a
Okay.
plethora of different
Hmm.
Okay, I
things
can
to
start
look
there.
at.
I know how to work YouTube.
Yeah.
Clarice, your closing comments, and would you have a nomination for the MVP? Here comes Clarice. All right. She's might be occupied. Anybody else have any nominations for the MVP of the meeting?
I nominate Denise.
Yeah.
Oh
I said
no, I nominate Grace. Just
Okay,
everybody that presented today. How about that?
Right.
we'll have co-MVPs, both of you. Both of you, and thank you so much for stepping up. You are the MVPs of the meeting, and everybody is important to me. Uh, I'm so happy that we were able to spend this time together, and you took the time to join, and it just makes my day a lot better. And it's not about me; it's about you. It's all good. It's all God. Peace.
All right. Good night, everybody. Have a good evening.
okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Good night.
Likewise.
Have a
Good
good
night.
week.
Bye.
Okay. Mm. Oh,